In the conversation shown here, what we have is hosts that are interconnected and have a virtual session between them over whatever is the media type. Remember that TCP/IP is media independent. This means that it doesn't matter what type of media you're actually using. You can talk across Ethernet or frame relay or ATM. But nonetheless, this TCP connection has to be established first by what is called a three-way handshake. What a three-way handshake does is that it sets up and tears down the virtual session. Basically, what these two hosts are going to do is to set up the session by utilizing three separate segments that will synchronize the information between the two hosts. Therefore, we will send a SYN where a SYN is received by the other side. It will send a SYN-ACK when sending the same synchronization information back to the source host and acknowledging the SYN. Once this is sent, finally, an acknowledgement is sent back. So what we have got is SYN, SYN-ACK, ACK as the three packets. Now, if you look at the sequence numbers, my original host establishes its sequence number as 100 in this example. So my sequence number is 100. My control field is SYN. That indicates, of course, the flag that I'm using to set up a session. This is sent to host B. Host B says, okay, my sequence number for all the data that I send directly to you is going to be 300. And I'm going to acknowledge your 100 by incrementing that to 101. That's the acknowledgement frame portion that we have inside of the TCP segment. You will notice that the TCP segment also sets the control to SYN-ACK, which is the second phase of the three-way handshake. Finally, when this SYN is received, we will get an established value indicating that the sequence number 101 is now going to be used for any data sent back. I am going to acknowledge 300 by incrementing that to 301, and I'm going to set my control to ACK. Now we have established synchronized sequence numbering on both sides of the conversation. We have verified that both sides have the appropriate information for windowing and flow control. And now we have the capability to send an unlimited amount of data inside the session. Keep in mind that this three-way handshake also follows a FIN segment. So if we have the very last packet that is being sent, and I want to exit my application, I will automatically send a FIN, which indicates the very last packet in that session, and therefore the three-way handshake will be used again to tear down the virtual connection, to verify that everything in the data transmission was received properly and nothing needs to be retransmitted. If something needs to be retransmitted, it's going to have to wait before it can tear down that session, and therefore data reliability is guaranteed.